How to prepare homemade biscuits. These are the ingredients for biscuit. I have my plain flour, 4 tablespoonfuls of sugar, margarine or butter, nutmeg. You can also use any food flavoring, any vanilla essence, almond or any flavor of your choice. 2 eggs, my piping bag with the nozzle, mixing bowl with my wooden spoon for creaming, and my baking tray. So what you do is you measure your sugar and butter into your bowl first. This is my butter, so I'm just going to scoop about 1 ounce of margarine or butter into my mixing bowl, or you can also use your tablespoon to measure. This is my 2 tablespoonfuls of butter, and I add my sugar. What you do is you cream the butter and sugar till it's very creamy and fluffy. You rub it in, that's called creaming. You use your wooden spoon to cream it. Just like that, the method of making sponge cake. You rub it in. This procedure is called creaming. You rub in the butter and the sugar till the sugar is nicely dissolved and you look creamy and fluffy. This will take you about 20 to 30 minutes. The creaming is very hard. This is a bit hard. But this is how it goes. You cream the butter and the sugar till it's very light and fluffy. Now this is the butter and the sugar creamed together. You can see it's lighter and look a bit like ice cream. The sugar is all smooth now. It's not lumpy anymore. So at this stage I'm going to add my egg. I'm going to crack my 2 eggs into the bowl. Make sure it's fresh. And then I'll use my spoon to take away any crack of the eggshell that has gone in the egg, that has gone in the bowl. You can add the egg gradually and continue the creaming process. You use the same process for making sponge cake. Just that with the sponge cake you use self-raising flour. But because I'm making biscuit, I'm going to use plain flour. You cream it in. You bind the egg and the butter together now. So it's all creamed up. At this stage I'm going to add my nutmeg, grated nutmeg, or you can also add vanilla essence to flavor it. And then you add your plain flour. Remember, you use the same quantity of flour to the margarine and the sugar, or you can reduce your sugar quantity in case you don't eat sugar. I'll add my plain flour gradually. This stage you don't cream anymore, you fold it in. That means you mix the creamy butter, egg and the plain flour together. You mix it. You can also add food coloring, any food color you like. You can add chocolate food color. this is how it feels now. If you are not sure, you can just bake a few for the start and see if the texture is good for you. If it's too hard, you add fresh milk and 1 more egg. If it's too soft, you add a bit more of the flour. So at this stage, I'm just going to grease my baking tray with the butter. You use your pastry brush to grease your baking tray. And then what we do is to prevent the biscuit or anything from sticking into your baking tray, you can sprinkle it with a bit more flour, and then you shake it. That will make your biscuit come out so easily. It will not stick to the bottom of the tray. So with my piping bag, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop this mixture into my piping bag, a very clean one. Anytime you finish, make sure you wash it, sterilize it, and keep it for another session. You can get so many different types of nozzles from the shop. You can do it as big as you like or as small as you like. Remember, you can add any color of your choice. You can add chocolate color, and then you bake this in the oven. You turn your oven on to gas mark. I'm using 150. I'll bake at 150. Bake it on a low medium heat for about 10 to 15 minutes. These are homemade party biscuits. It's ready now. You can decide to do it smaller or bigger. And remember to leave space between when you are piping it onto the baking sheet. So at this stage, I'm just going to use my fork to lift it up onto my plate or a baking rack for it to cool down. Then you store in an airtight container and use it when you need it. You can serve it for tea or as a snack for the children. Remember, you can also add chocolate, melted chocolate, to the mixture so that you get the chocolate flavor. Here we are, our biscuit is ready.